we told y'all about Kendrick and the Super Bowl. We spoke about the backlash. Then we spoke about Nicki Minaj specifically and her backlash and her rants, all in the name of Lil Wayne. And now Lil Wayne himself has stepped up to the podium and he spoke about the Super Bowl.
He did.
And so I'm going to summarize for those who haven't seen it, but you should go see it for yourself.
Yeah,
Because I am paraphrasing, I am not quoting him line for line.
okay.
He basically said that he was really sad about what happened. He's really disappointed.
What happened?
In the fact that
sorry.
I was
I'm
about
sorry.
to say it.
I'm sorry. I just don't know what happened. Sorry.
He was really disappointed in the fact that he was not given the opportunity to perform at the New Orleans Super Bowl. At the Super Bowl in 2025, which is taking place in New Orleans, he's disappointed in himself and in the fact that he was not given the opportunity. And he said he appreciates his fans, even though he was very down. His fans, his peers, his friends, his family, everyone was really there to help catch him when he was falling, and this really hurt. And, you know, he's working on himself, he's working on getting better, and he's working. And he wanted to thank everyone who was in support of him during this moment. That's the summary.
Okay.
Your thoughts? Your thoughts are blink, blink, blink?
I hate the language around this thing. This thing that
Okay.
happened to him. Like,
Okay.
it didn't happen to him. It just didn't happen at all. I don't
You don't think he was denied an opportunity that he wanted?
I don't understand. Is there a piece of the story we are missing? Who said he was up for it?
He put his hat in the
How does that work? People actually ask to be a part of it, and then that's the short
he
list?
even if they don't, he expressed interest in wanting to perform. And he
I
was
say that
denied.
I'm the king of R&B every day, but nobody's booking me.
Right. You're right.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to come off as if I lack compassion. Yes, I do believe that he looked distraught and upset. I understood what he was trying to say. I just don't understand I feel like there's a piece that I'm missing. I feel like, and maybe I'm being too pragmatic about this, I just don't understand. We have been talking for a week like something happened to this man, and I don't know what happened to him because, to my knowledge, people make their decisions or they decide who they want, and that's that. I don't understand, when was he up for it? It's not like there was like there was five people on the on the short list and he just wasn't chosen, or is that the case? I just don't. This is the piece that I'm not understanding, and maybe that's way like beyond anything I'll ever be able to understand, because maybe that will never be shared with us. But I don't this uproar is a public uproar. This uproar is not in reaction to something that happened to him. This is in reaction to something that happened for someone else.
Yes.
We have never had a conversation about, oh, so it was between Kendrick and not Jay-Z, bad example. It was between Kendrick and J. Cole and Lil Wayne and Drake and Kendrick was chosen. We didn't have a conversation like that. So this
Right.
happened to him conversation is weird. Coming out
I
and saying
understand.
you're hurt, okay, fine, that's understandable. It's something you wanted to do. You didn't get to
Right.
do it. Okay. But when were you up for it? Because I keep seeing different things, but the Super Bowl has been in New Orleans at least 5 times. And Lil
Uh,
Wayne has been a rapper for 2 decades? More?
yeah, but rappers were not.
All right. Okay.
We spoke about this before.
I
Rappers
just
were not really headlining.
I just think this whole thing has been blown out of proportion, and honestly, I feel bad for Kendrick at this point. Like this thing has yo. I feel like the buzz they thought they were gonna create by announcing Kendrick as the headliner is not what happened.
Oh, that I disagree with, but I understand why you say it.
Because it's not about Kendrick. Nobody's having a conversation about Kendrick anymore.
I think as long as the Super Bowl is being discussed, it is tied to Kendrick and it is tied to the NFL, and I think that's all they really care about. The people who set this up, uh, and so I think all of this helps promote the Super Bowl for free, really,
Does it?
because
When people are upset at the headliner?
they're still yeah because the thing is this: people like to give lip service, but action is not the same as talking. It's easy to say, I'm upset. I don't like this. Yeah, but what are you going to do about it? Are you going to skip watching the Super Bowl?
No.
No. Are you going to skip watching the halftime show? No. And today, there's this whole quote unquote hate watch thing. And so, even the people who want to hate on Kendrick and say, oh, he's going to mess up, or he's not going to be able to perform not like us, or he's not going to be as good as Wayne, guess what they're going to do? They're going to watch it. So, yeah, this is all free promotion. This is just more visibility for the Super Bowl. The NFL couldn't even pay for this promo. That's the crazy shit that no one is talking about. This is probably the most free promotion that the halftime show has gotten in eons.
But I feel like that this is free promotion for the NFL. This is free promotion for the Super Bowl and the halftime show. This is not free promotion for Kendrick. This is not in favor of this conversation is not in favor of Kendrick. I don't think that
I
don't
don't
think
think
that
all promotion is in good faith. I think
I that
even
I
people hating on saying if mad people go publicly and say, yo, that podcast weeknights, it sucks. That show weeknights, it sucks. People are going to say, I want to go see if it sucks. Let me check this out.
I understand that. I'm not I know. I understand all press is good press and all of that. But what I'm saying is, no one's saying his name right now. Everyone's talking about Lil Wayne. So that's the part that I have a problem with. We've completely decentered the person who this was supposed to be about.
Oh yeah, so I'm saying I don't agree with that because the hate mentions Kendrick. The tweets are saying
The tweets
I
are
can't
Lil
believe
Wayne
they
didn't get
chose
this.
Kendrick.
It's not the tweet. People are not even talking about. That's what I'm saying. Like everyone's saying,
Maybe we're seeing different tweets.
I don't know.
And that's okay. Our feeds are different for a reason. But I'm seeing tweets still this morning that say Lil Wayne is more deserving than Kendrick. Kendrick could never do what Lil Wayne would have done. And that's okay. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying perhaps we're just seeing different things. But
I just feel like
it
it's gotten. It's one thing to it's one thing to want your favorite artist or want the artist you like to do something, but it's now we're not going on a week of, oh, boo hoo, Lil Wayne didn't get the didn't get the nod. I don't know. It's weird to me. It's just I hate the internet. If the internet didn't exist, we wouldn't be here. Like this, just I feel like it's not disrespectful. In fact, there is a video that resurfaced of Jay Z saying it would be impossible to slate the halftime show with people from the city the game was going to be in every year from years ago.
Yeah, I mean, we also said when it was first announced that that's not something that is a ritual or a tradition in the NFL. Traditionally, people do not perform at the Super Bowl when it's in the city they're from. We even pointed out also sometime during this conversation, the many conversations, that the last time it was in New Orleans, Beyonce performed. And so, yeah, I agree it's not a tradition. And I don't know why people have assumed that. I think that people just look at Lil Wayne as such an iconic figure of New Orleans that they assumed because he was interested that he would get the gig. And assuming is never good.
That's not how I'm
And
interested in a lot of things. I'm interested in making $1 million a year, but no one offered it to me. I just I'm sorry. I maybe I'm being too cold about this. I just feel like this is silly. This is really silly. And I feel
gotcha.
like I just think it's silly. I don't understand it. I don't understand why it's this deep where it had to be like a whole conversation around it, a whole week of talking about it. Now Lil Wayne is coming out and saying that he's so sad. And I think honestly this video that he put out is just gonna add fuel to the fire.
I don't think there's a fire.
You don't think any of this is a fire?
I think it's smoke, but not fire.
Okay.
I understand what you're saying. I just look at it differently. Because
That's fine.
what is next? People are going to tweet, people are going to post videos, but they're not boycotting the NFL. They're not boycotting Rock Nation. They're not boycotting Apple Music. They're not. All the things are still going to happen. There's still going to be a Super Bowl show that is going to be 13 minutes long. Kendrick Lamar is not going to be removed as the performer. They're not going to say, okay, everyone, we heard your outcries. We heard the people, and we are going to give you what you want. We will allow Kendrick Lamar to perform next year. So Lil Wayne is no, they're not going to do that. So all of this to me is smoke. It's no action coming with it. It's lip service. Um, I think Lil Wayne handled it well. I think him saying he's sad is okay. I think him expressing himself is okay. I think he handled it well. A lot of people have been shitting on Kendrick and shitting on the people who quote unquote put it together. He didn't do that. He didn't take aim at anyone specifically. He didn't say anyone's name. He didn't, you know, do a lot anything derogatory towards anyone, say anything derogatory towards anyone.
Mm-hmm.
Um I thought his video was good. I thought it came off sincere.
Yeah,
Um,
it was definitely sincere.
yeah, and I could kind of relate to feeling like, okay, so I need to be better. I need to do more, so that way I could be looked at for this maybe next time.
Do you think there's a
I
next
can.
time for Lil Wayne?
I don't know that answer. I think you had a great point when we spoke about it. I think the second time where you said you don't think there's going to be many more of these type of Super Bowl performances, uh, because people may feel there's been too much, as you said, blackety blackness. I also heard a rumor. I don't know if it's true, but I heard that Rock Nation's contract is ending after this year, and so all of this might go away. I don't know if that's true. That's what I heard. And so I don't know what happens next. I don't know if Lil Wayne is scratched off whatever list existed. I don't know, was he ever on whatever list existed, as you said, right? We have never seen definitive proof that he was on a list. And so I don't know, I don't know, is he gonna be banned? I don't think he specifically did anything to hurt his chances. I think a lot of other people did. Uh, specifically Lil Nicki Minaj and Birdman and his engineer slash manager. I think some of those people handled it poorly, but I don't know. I don't know the relationships he has in the business. I don't know his positioning in certain lists, quote unquote. So I don't know. I don't know if there's a Super Bowl performance for Lil Wayne. And I think, like I think I said it to you off pod. I wouldn't be surprised at this point if Kendrick brings out Lil Wayne.
I just assumed, like, at the beginning of this, that that was a possibility. I also, I, whenever there's something like this happening, um, you want it, if you just pay attention to some of these things, you wonder if, oh, he'll be in New Orleans. I wonder if he'll bring out this person. I wonder if he'll bring out Master P. I wonder if he'll, you
Right.
know, I don't think I don't think that part of it is strange. I think that's pretty normal. Look, Usher was in New York all week and he was bringing out Little Kim,
Lil Kim,
um,
Jim Jones, bunch of
yeah,
people.
a bunch of people that are New York artists, and he's been doing that in a lot of different cities. So it's not uncommon to have like a headlining artist do things like that.
Right.
Um, so it was never out of my mind that um, rappers from that area, artists from that area, whoever might have been involved in it. I think we've talked about how methodical and intentional Kendrick Lamar is. I could totally see him doing something like that. So I feel like before the conversation bubbled up, that was a thought in my head. But now it's
Hmm.
bubbled up and I don't even care. Like I just feel like this, I don't know. Like you said, people will still watch. I will still watch the Super Bowl, but it's annoying at the end of this
Oh, I don't disagree
at
with
the end
that.
at the end of this week, where we're going into now a week post announcement, and we're still talking about Lil Wayne. I'm annoyed with it. I'm
Yeah.
just like, okay.
Yeah.
How did
Nah,
this
that
get
I
so
completely
big?
understand.
Like, it's a
He has a
15-minute
he has a big fan
performance,
base.
but I don't know.
No, I mean, Lil Wayne is an icon. He's a legend, and he has a big fan base.
I understand that Lil Wayne is an icon and a legend. I've never disputed that. In fact, every time we talk about him, I talk about how big he is. I talk about how I like him as an artist.
Hmm.
So I don't think it's lost on me his impact. I've never questioned that.
Okay.
Um I just don't we don't do this. Like, we don't every year now, like, what, like, we don't we have not, it has not happened before, to my knowledge, where a Super Bowl performer has been announced and people have just completely been like, well, why didn't you choose this person, and turned it into this snowball effect where the artist had to come out and say something and all that. That's just, to me, it got too big. No matter how big the artist, of course, if we're talking about the Super Bowl, we're going to be talking about huge, massive artists, because those are the people who are in Super Bowl halftime show conversations. It's never going to be the
Right.
small artist. It's always going to be the artists that have the most impact. So,
Right.
just so we're clear, I don't question Lil Wayne's impact. I don't question his reach. And I personally like Lil Wayne's music. And if I had not seen a recent performance of his, I would be like, oh, that would be interesting to see that performance. But on television, I haven't seen it live. But I don't know. I just think this whole thing was corny. But it's just me. I respect him, and like you said, he handled it well. Um, I'm almost sorry that people put him in a position where he had to get involved.
Mm-hmm.
I wish that as a private citizen, he could have just felt whatever he was gonna feel and deal with it privately.
Right.
Because it's gotta be another gut punch outside of the one you already are experiencing personally,
Mm-hmm.
to then now have this outspread of conversation surrounding this. And now it's kind of
Right.
weird, like, because you were part of the hip hop community, and now it's like a us versus them kind of thing. And like, I just
Yeah.
feel like the whole thing is just weird, and he was put in a weird position. I don't want
Right.
anyone to think that I blame Lil Wayne for this in any way. I don't think Lil Wayne is the problem here at all. I don't think he's the problem here. Um, I actually really do feel bad that he had to come out and say something, because I feel like maybe if it wasn't the way it was, he wouldn't have to do that. He wouldn't have had to, like, it's just, he clearly also seems like he's going through quite a bit just off of what he was saying. So
Right.
I don't know.
All right. I understand what you're saying. I do think it's annoying. Um, but I understand the impact he has and the fan base he has, and so those people are going to speak their mind, especially in the age of social media, uh, where everyone has a voice.
Yeah.
So hopefully, now that he spoke up, they will shut the fuck up.
I bet there's going to be a petition by the end of the weekend going around.
It's not going to change. And
I know.
truly, I think this us versus them thing is what's going to cause Kendrick to not bring him out,
Yeah.
because he was already Team Drake. So putting that aside for hip hop and bringing him out, I could see Kendrick doing that before all of this, but now maybe not. And if y'all start a petition, how could I bring him out if y'all starting a petition to take me off, quote unquote?
But people on the internet do weird stuff like that. You know what
I
I'm just
agree. But that's why I said the other day, I don't think people are thinking about how this affects Wayne and his chances and his relationships, etc.
Yeah.